guys, it's Bo. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for vibing with me today. You here, I'm here, we here, so let's vibe. So throughout the video, you're probably gonna see these ugly bandages that I have on my hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain it now. So in my previous video, I mentioned that I started a new hobby, longboarding, and if any of you longboarders out there, y'all already know like falling kind of comes with the territory, skateboard life, whatever. So yeah, I fell and I scraped up my hands really bad. I'm not gonna show y'all because it's like ugly AF. I scraped up my nipple, definitely not gonna show y'all. It is healing though, and a little scrape on my knee, but your girl all right, your girl all right. So we just gonna ignore these bandages. Okay, moving on. So the purpose of this video, if you don't already know, I had been living in Spain for the past 10 months. I just got back home to America roughly about 3 weeks ago. I'm just gonna recap with you guys my experience in the North American Cultural Assistance Auxiliaries program and how I felt about it and the pros and the cons, and am I going back? So what the North American Language and Cultural Assistance Program is, essentially you go help a teacher teach English in Spain. So you are literally there for the purpose of cultural exchange and for them to learn English in a fun way. So if you're interested in my experience in Spain and how I got along with the program, stay tuned. Let's get into it. So of course we got to start with the positive. So the pros of my experience, one, because I just absolutely love the program. Like I really genuinely had an amazing experience. So the way placement works in the program, basically where you will be teaching at, what part of Spain, they give you list your top 3 regions, and they will try to place you in one of the 3. It is not guaranteed that you will get what you requested, depending on your application status. Basically it's first come, first serve. So I got placed in one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life, Ibiza, Spain, which is in the Balearic Islands off of the southern coast of Spain, if you're not familiar with the area. And it is absolutely beautiful, you guys. Like I got to live on a beautiful island for 10 whole months. So I was very happy with where they placed me. And the way it works is they tell you where you're placed and either you can accept or decline. My necklace was turned around this whole time. That is gonna bother me in editing. So like I was saying, the way it works is you either accept or decline. And if you decline, you just out the program, you're not going. I have heard instances of people being able to trade, but from what I understand, it's not very likely. The school that they placed me at, like the people were so nice. Like the staff was so friendly to me. Everyone speaks to you when you walk in the building. They paid me on time. I've heard of certain regions where you don't get paid on time depending on where you're at, but my region, Balearic Islands, good to go. They paid me. They came and found me to give me my check, so I really appreciate that. One of the biggest highlights of that experience for me was the students, like being able to interact with them on a daily basis. And you guys, my students were so loving, and I really believe you attract what you put out, because I'm very loving. Like I encourage hugs. Like when you see me, give me a hug, you know? So literally every time I walked into the school, I was bum rushed with hugs, like group hugs. When I walked into a classroom, group hugs. Like it was overwhelmingly, I don't even have the words, like love, just love. I made so many connections. They wrote me some of the sweetest letters. When I left, I could tell that I really made an impact on them. I won't forget them. They won't. I know they're not gonna forget me. So if you haven't already, go check out my video of my last week with my students. They are so amazing. I really think you'll enjoy it, so I'll go ahead and link that there. The next pro, but you have a very small workload. Like basically your job is to assist the teacher with the classroom procedures and occasionally make a PowerPoint or 2 or a presentation based on something you already have experience in. Like for instance, when you first get there, you make an about me presentation. There might be learning animals, so you talk about your state animal, or they might be learning about fruits, so you talk about fruits that are native to your part of America, wherever you live, blah blah blah. So you just make presentations based on your life and your culture, and you just give them a different lens, a different perspective. My school stayed within the guidelines, so we're not supposed to be making lesson plans. We're not supposed to be teaching the class. We're not teachers. We are there to assist the teacher. So my teachers abided by that. They only asked me to make presentations depending on what lesson they were teaching for that week, and it was easy. Like, it's easy stuff. I taught primary school, so my presentations were extremely easy. Took maybe 10 to 20 minutes to put together. But I had friends in the program whose teachers would like really lean on them, have them make lesson plans, especially if you teach high school or middle school. You may have to do a little bit more. But I knew I wasn't trying to work, and I didn't want to mess with high school kids, so I specifically requested primary school. The next pro, my school was very flexible with my work schedule. So I only worked 12 hours a week, Monday through Thursday, and Friday I was off. But say I wanted to take a trip or travel, and my last class was on Thursday at 1 p.m. And my flight was at 1 p.m. I could ask them to make up those 2 hours I would miss that Thursday on the following week, and they were more than happy with it as long as you communicate with. I also just had amazing teachers that I worked with. Like, I ended up being super close with my teachers. The last pro, when you're applying for the program, I would definitely encourage everyone to add the Auxiliaries Facebook group. There's so much helpful information in there, like thousands of people doing the same exact thing you're doing. If you have any questions, just search the group. But not only that, you can get in touch with the people the auxiliaries who are going to be in your region. So it's like you already have like a group of friends, you know. So I kind of got into the group late, but when I did, like, I really met some really cool people. English speakers from all over the world. It's an amazing cultural experience, and just being able, it's funny because even though we all speak English, we're all from different cultural backgrounds, so we all bring something different to the table, and it was a really fun melting pot experience, and I wouldn't have traded that experience for the world, you know. Okay, so let's move on to the cons, which are very few and honestly should not sway you if you decide to participate in this program. But anyway, on to the cons. So the only cons with this program is you are responsible for finding your own living arrangements and transportation. So depending on where your school is located, it may be easy to get to with public transportation, it may not. So you're solely responsible for figuring that out. Whether you carpool with another teacher or you get a moped, rent a car, that's solely on you. Also, another nuance to the living situation, let's just say I had to move 3 times while I was living in Ibiza because of landlord issues. And it wasn't because I was a bad tenant. Like, I follow the rules, I don't break stuff, you know. Sticky situation as far as with the landlords, because as an American you can't sign a lease. You have no legal standing in that country. So basically you renting a room is just based off word of mouth, and they can kick you out whenever they want. I'm actually gonna post a video about that, so make sure you subscribe so you'll see it. I actually ended up getting evicted out of the second place I was in. Moving on to the next con. You only get paid 700 euros a month. That is it. And you have to make that stretch. That is for rent, that is for food, and that is for if you want to have any type of social life. And that was the biggest con to me. I would advise that you do English lessons or babysit or nanny or something to supplement that income. I had a lot of friends that were able to get private lessons. It just didn't work out that way for me. Like, all my jobs ended up coming like during the summer. If you're going over there to travel, just keep in mind that you're not really gonna be able to save a lot solely off of that 700 euros. But yeah, that's all the pros, that's all the cons. Overall, it was such an amazing experience. I would recommend this to anybody who's looking to travel, who still wants some stability. The job isn't hard. It's really easy. It's really enjoyable. Don't go if you don't like kids. Don't go if you don't have patience. But if you enjoy kids and you're looking to travel, this is definitely an amazing option, and I would definitely recommend it. Am I going back? Y'all gonna have to stay tuned and subscribe to find that out. I'm definitely doing an update on my life now post Spain, and I will be dropping all the details, what I'm doing in my life, what's my next move. After I made this big declaration about me not wanting to live in America, you know, I'm back now. So just gonna kind of break that down, what I've been dealing with, and if I plan on going back or not. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any more questions about the program, I will get back to you promptly as possible, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.